We love
All
hip
right,
hop.
what up? We here with We Love Hip Hop. I got my man's PNO here. You know, he's been up to some big things since we had our last interview. you know, a humble way to say it. Listen, like I had a couple months where I wasn't really looking on YouTube so much, and then like when I popped back, I started seeing your subscribers just start shooting up. You know, I think when we had our last interview, you were at like 30K, somewhere around there. You were sort of around our channel. Yeah, so you want to talk to us about sort of what you've been up to since the last interview?
I mean, short videos, bro. Short videos, and I can't stress it enough. Short videos is good for any channel. Any channel, if you're just starting out YouTube, if you already into YouTube and you're already in the algorithm, create short videos. Whether you're reacting to other people's content, whatever you're uploading, just create short videos and be consistent with it. Short videos is like the new TikTok of YouTube. I don't know really how to explain it because it's new to me. And I figured it out pretty quickly when I uploaded 2 or 3 shorts and I seen them hitting at 50K,
Mm-hmm.
60K, 75K. So I said, man, these are some views. You know what I mean? On a regular video, I'm used to 10,000 views, 5 to 10,000 views. When I see 60K, I'm like, okay, so I got something going on here. So I just
Yeah.
kept at it. Dog, for 2 months straight, I uploaded every day. I uploaded a prison video every day for 2 months straight. And you can tell the difference clearly. You see my channel now, I have 9 videos at over 1 million views, 2 videos at 5 million, or pushing almost 5 million views. I have just a lot of views, 43 million views within a month span, 43
Which
million.
it's honestly insane. I think your biggest video is at like 26 million right now or something, right? I think it's the vape one, if I'm not
That's at
mistaken.
5 point something million, but there's a bunch of videos that hit millions. I've never had one that hit 20 million, but 5 million is pretty much the top of the line for me. But there is, if I pull up my shorts, there's videos that are like on that video's bumper. You see what I'm saying? At like
Mm-hmm.
4.2 million, 3.8 million. There's a lot of videos on that video's bumper.
Now, and are you just posting them on YouTube Shorts, or are you putting them on TikTok and on other places as well?
Just YouTube Shorts. I really don't mess with TikTok like that. YouTube is becoming as strict as TikTok, but TikTok is a lot stricter.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really dabbled into the TikTok scenery. I do have a TikTok, and I have uploaded some videos to TikTok, but nothing really major like I would do. You know how some content creators, as soon as they upload one to YouTube, they upload that same video to TikTok. I haven't really done that. I don't really have the gist of TikTok like that. I don't,
Yeah.
I didn't even know what YouTube was 5 years ago, and I just, I'm getting my feet wet now, so I know, I'm in the game a little bit.
Yeah, no, it makes I'm the same way with TikTok. Like I've been on there, but it's just I prefer YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah.
So the big question I had when I first started seeing them is, where do you get the videos from? Do you get are people sending you these? Are you, going and doing research and finding them? Like, how do you get these videos?
90% of the videos are coming from something, because these videos, as you know, nobody's finding these videos anywhere else on the internet. So 90% of these videos are coming from somebody directly in prison to my direct message.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them are friends of friends, and I got 2 people that I fought with that are locked up in Georgia. I got 3 or 4 people locked up in Florida. I got a pipeline to Alabama right now. So it's a lot of these people are in prison, but there is 10% that is like a viral video. You know what I mean? That just hasn't hit YouTube yet. That people haven't decided, hey, I want to upload this to YouTube. It was just a viral video that went viral on Instagram, and I do my research beforehand. I go on YouTube and I make sure, if it's a video that I'm getting through a third party, I'm making sure that video is not already on YouTube.
Yeah, no, it's good to do that due diligence, because I've seen like the videos are definitely original. The only time I see them on another place in YouTube is somebody else copying. Because like I've seen you're putting the raw talk watermark. How does that feel to see people stealing your videos?
That's crazy, because like I started uploading videos. My homeboy looking at me right now, because I started uploading these videos, and when I was doing it for that month, people were sending me videos in my Instagram DM of my videos uploaded on people's Instagram profiles, Facebook, TikTok, all over social media. So people were taking my videos and reposting them all over different platforms. Um, it's it just means that I'm doing something right. That's all that meant to me. It's
Yeah,
not
for
like I
sure.
got mad and was like, oh, they need to pay me for my video or something like that. I don't get mad about that shit. It's just like it just means that I'm doing something right when I see that Raw Talk watermark in on their page. You know what
Well,
I mean?
bro, and like even if they're not linking you directly, and I mean it would be nice if everybody who did it put a link to your YouTube, but just having that watermark there is going to bring people to your page eventually. If someone goes and looks,
Oh
what
yeah.
is this? Where's it coming from? You know what I'm
Oh
saying? So
yeah.
it's like,
I've had people who never met me a day in their life and they've heard of Raw Talk. And honestly, that's how I want it. When I started out YouTube, I told myself I don't want the fame. I just want, the money, and I just want my story to be heard, and I want other people's story to be heard. And it progressed to where I was going in public and, oh, Pino, what's up? I fought with you. And I kind of don't like that. You know what I mean? I mean, no offense to anybody, but I'm kind of a private person. So I decided, I wanted to change it up a little bit. I don't want my face on camera all the time. And when I do interviews now, I don't want my face on camera. I want the person who's being interviewed on camera. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's just I just going through YouTube over the last 5 years, dog. I've learned ins and outs, and I've just learned different shit that works better for me. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, and I mean, I don't want to get too personal on this. Like, you can give whatever level of details you want, but I know we talked a bit before of like, the check marks and stuff like that. Are you making money off these shorts? Like, do you get paid with them, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
everything
Explain it
you
for.
make money off of shorts. Shorts doesn't pay as much as a normal video would pay. So, like, if I upload a 15-second short and it hits 2 million views, I made $100 off that video, 100 and something. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? Perchance, if I upload a regular video, a 5-6 minute regular video, and I put ads in my video, and I hit 1.4 million views, that's 10K and not
Mhm.
$100. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a big difference. It's a big difference because how their algorithm works is they give you an ad every 3 short videos. So you're getting paid for that ad every 3 short videos, but you're getting paid with 3 other creators.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
it's a lot different.
And so I know when I think I asked you a question on one of your lives a little while back. You have a bunch of these videos stacked up, right?
I do. I have about 60 more.
Do you have any that like you're just like, I know I can't post this?
Yes, I have a ton of videos. I have literally right now. That's funny you asked me that, bro. I have like 20 videos right now that I cannot post. Some of the videos you watched on my page are 2 to 3 minute video clips.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't post the whole thing because there was a lot of stuff going on in the video. There was inmates smoking blunts that are this big. There's, you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff going on in the video that I can't post. I got a strike. I got a strike about 9 months ago. Back earlier in this year, I got a strike. I uploaded a video of an inmate. They caught a mouse in the cell, and they put
Oh
the
yeah,
mouse
I seen that
inside.
one. I don't think it's up anymore, eh?
It's not up anymore. I got a strike for it. So the strike was endangerment to animals or animal cruelty. Bruh. Yeah. So there's videos, bro. I got fight videos. I got people getting stabbed on video. I got so much content that I cannot put on YouTube because it'll automatically strike the channel.
That's crazy. The crazy thing with the mouse is there's like legit exterminator channels who go and like eradicate 10,000 mice at a time.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
There's legit channels that people torture mice or they
Yeah.
do like they inject them with some type of government thing or whatever. They use mice as lab rats, bro. They
Yeah.
use them as lab rats. They use them as test dummies. But here I am getting struck for an inmate eating one. But hey,
Have you considered some of the content that probably won't work on YouTube? Have you considered putting like it on a Patreon or something? And like for the people who really want to see that stuff, they can go over there and do that. Or maybe Rumble's less strict or Kick. Like there might be a place where you can put those. And even with Patreon, like that'd be subscription based. So anyone who wants to see it would have to pay a monthly subscription. So it'd be for the people who really want to see it. I think it might be a good way for you to monetize some of that.
I think even with Patreon does it through what? A Patreon app?
Yeah, Patreon's like its own app where it's like you have like your page where it's sort of like your YouTube page, but if people want to see it, they have to pay a subscription, whether it's $1.
OnlyFans for prisoners.
Yeah, it's sort of Patreon's like OnlyFans, but like not for like this. I mean, you could use it exactly like OnlyFans, but people tend to use it for like like extra content or like like a lot of crime channels. If they have certain videos, they're like, yo, this is never gonna work on YouTube. They'll put it up there for the people who really want to see them.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I actually never thought about that. And I got some that like some of the videos I got that paper. That paper I was rolling up on. I'm sorry, my bad.
No worries, bro.
I had to ask someone. So I have like I said, 20 something videos that I can't upload and it would probably go viral on like what's that website, like Wild Leaks or
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
There's another one. Remember that website called YN.com or something like that? Yeah. So like websites like that, it would probably go viral on, but YouTube just won't cut it. Neither will TikTok. Neither will any of those.
Yeah.
Instagram will
Definitely
catch
not.
it. Instagram's the most lenient one.
Yeah.
Instagram is actually the most lenient.
What about Twitter? I think Twitter is pretty lenient with that sort of stuff, or X or whatever it's called now.
Twitter's got to be lenient because there's girls out there selling chocha on Twitter. You know what I mean? So it's gotta be. They showing their whole little thing on Twitter.
Okay, so one other thing I wanted to ask about the shorts, right? It's like when I watch them, I see that you've had at least a few where like inmates have like serious stacks of cash, like enough where it's like, for inside there, it's like what happens if a guard finds them with all that money? Is it just gone or like I've always wondered.
And it depends what guard finds. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, okay, so 9 times out of 10, if they find something, it's gonna be in a shakedown and it'll be confiscated. And I don't know what will happen to the money after that, but that person will go to confinement for possession of U.S. Currency or whatever the DR would be. It would be possession of some type of currency, which is not allowed in prison. But as far as like, it depends. Like, because if it's just a regular guard coming in doing like his daily inspection, you know what I mean? Because you have dorms that you have to be in, and there's a guard that comes in like once or twice a day. It depends what shift it is, and they might say, "Hey, inspection time. Have your bunkmates stand by your bunk," and they'll just walk by and they'll see. Or if it's a nuisance in the dorm, if somebody's causing some type of ruckus in the dorm, and that it happens to be a guard that doesn't like what's going on, and he tells them, "Hey, man, y'all gotta chill out, or I'm gonna tear this bitch up." You know what I mean? That's what the guard will say. The guard will say, "Hey, man, y'all chill out, or I'll tear this bitch up." And if they keep going, he gonna come in there and tear that bitch up. And if he find that money, he might keep it. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna front. I would.
Yeah, but if it's during a shakedown, you gotta understand. If it gets found during a shakedown, you have captains there.
It's more official. Like that's just gonna get registered and all that. Yeah.
So you're guaranteed to get a DR and go to confinement per chance if like some cool officer sees it. And you have officers, like I said, you have officers that don't really care at all. They're probably the one that's bringing it in.
Mm-hmm.
So they turn the other cheek.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Also, while we're still on this topic, bro, I don't know if I said it before, bro, but I want to give you, I want to give you your flowers. Congratulations on, passing 100K subscribers now. I know that's a big milestone, bro.
Absolutely. I'm catching up with some people and they don't like it. But,
yeah. I was gonna ask about that. Like, since like, because there's a big difference between having 30,000 subscribers and having 130,000. Have certain people started acting a little differently?
Yeah. There's people that was talking shit about me a year ago that are now doing the same exact thing I'm doing, trying to copy a format, trying to find some type of viral video, and they'll upload it to their channel and trying to go viral on their channel, or putting hashtag for your page after their shit. Not saying I'm the only one that does that, but there's people that actively watch me that steal my titles. Like with my shorts,
There's a lot of bros at the beginning.
A lot of my titles say bro at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I originally uploaded a video where I was on Fort Lauderdale. It's at like 250,000 views. I was in Fort Lauderdale, and some dude was in scrubs, like psych hospital scrubs.
Yeah, you didn't have shoes or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He was walking down the street barefoot, and it's a lot of traffic going on. We're in Fort Lauderdale. We're off 17th Street Causeway, so it's a lot of traffic, a lot of broken glass, a lot of nails in the road, a lot of bullshit on the road in general.
Yeah.
Not a nice area where you can just walk barefoot. And I seen him, and he was bothering some people at a restaurant right next to the gas station I was at. I don't know what he was bothering them about, but they were sitting outside eating at the tables at the restaurant, and he walks right up on them barefoot in scrubs and starts talking to them. And then I guess they turned him away or whatever. And I told him, hey, man, come here, man. Put these on your feet. Because, like, dog, at the end of the day, I don't know his situation, but I don't want to see nobody walking barefoot out here, bro.
Yeah, facts. And it's the type of thing, it's like, yo, you would hope if you ever end up in that situation that someone would do the same,
Exactly,
like.
Bro, like, it's just like, I didn't even have to think about it, bro. When I seen it, I was like, man, bro, come here, bro. Take these. Where the fuck are you at? And I asked him, I'm like, bro, where are you coming from? I had to put it on video because, like, dude, you're wearing fucking scrubs.
Yeah, bro.
Middle of the street.
Yeah.
So I had to ask him, and he said he OD'd and stuff like that. And he woke up, and they released him out of a hospital. So I titled the video, Bro Ghost Lost No Shoes, or something like that. I forgot what I put.
Something like that, yeah.
I hit 250,000 views, and I was like, well, damn. My short videos are hitting. So I was like, I'm gonna just start titling all my shit, bro. You know what I mean? And I did, and it's been working. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the title that gets the views, but I guess it's the algorithm. If a lot of my videos are hitting with the title bro, it's gonna request more videos with the title bro, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like anytime something starts working with the algorithm, you want to just go with it, because it's like sometimes it's hard to figure out what the algorithm really wants you to do, but once you find out, bro, it's always good to stick with it,
Always.
Like, it's always the way to go.
Like I've always
all right, so I want to get into some current stuff, but before that, I really want to quickly just ask you, like, with this TikTok and the prison stuff, when you were locked up, like, it was different. Flip phones were out. Like, I think you've said before, when you first came out, like the last time was when you first started to see like the touch screens and stuff. How do you think it would have changed your time in prison if you were there when there's phones and TikTok and social media? And
there was phones when I was in prison. I've had a flip phone once or twice in prison, but there was, to have a touch screen was like a luxury. I've seen people on the compound with a touch screen, and that touch screen ran them about 4 bands. You know what I mean? And this is when touch screens were first coming out. They came out while I was in prison, but I mean, they had the Galaxy before I went to prison, but it had like just came out to the store, and like nobody really had it. And
they weren't what they are now. Like you weren't playing Call of Duty on them in like 60 frames.
Yeah, you weren't playing Call of Duty on your phone. And so they had like, when I was in prison, dog, and I was on the phone, I was always calling out to like family or loved ones, FaceTime, Messenger, or whatever I was calling on. And now, everything's changed, bro. Like, people are recording TikToks, people are recording YouTubes in prison. It is what it is. We're in a social media era.
Yeah. Do you think it's healthy? Like, you think it's a good thing for the prisoners? Like, because personally, I'll tell you how I feel. Like, I feel like the phones, it probably does cause problems, but it at least gives some prisoners a chance. Like, if something really fucked up is happening, it gives them a chance to just like firsthand show it to the outside world. And I mean, listen, if I was locked up for a long period of time, I'd much rather be locked up with with my iPhone where I can do a bunch on it versus sitting in a cell doing nothing.
Right. I mean, it's a safety hazard. Phones
for sure.
For sure, it's a safety hazard. If we're gonna be just honest,
yeah.
I'm not gonna just sit here and lie and say, oh yeah, excuse me, it would be good to have phones in prison, because it won't. It won't be good to have phones allowed in prison at all, because you have people in there that have victims, and you
Mm,
have murderers, you have rapists, you have all type of horrible people that actually did horrible or um, distasteful crimes
yeah,
towards
yeah,
humanity,
yeah. Facts.
and they have a victim on the street. So a lot of times that's not good. You can't.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for sure.
so that's why
Honestly,
phones are not only that, and escape risk and everything else. There's so many risks to having a cell phone allowed in prison. So that's why there's a zero tolerance in Florida Department of Corrections, in any prison. There's a zero
yeah,
tolerance for inmates having cell phones. But like I said, money talks, bro. Any compound you're on, money talks.
yeah,
That guard is just a regular person like you, coming to work every day, probably working for $17, $18 an hour, probably behind on bills, probably owes his car payment by next week, and he has to make some shake. He's a human just like you. So
hmm,
if somebody came across him with an offer, hey, yo, bring me 5 phones. I have my people drop the phones off to you, and I'll send you $3,000 tomorrow. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
He's gonna do it. He's gonna put all them fucking phones in a Pringle can and act like it's his fucking lunch.
yeah, yeah,
And that's just how it is. Because money talks. They're regular people just like us. A lot of people think just because they're correction officers that they're, you know, they're like they have some type of what would I say, morals? I don't know, integrity. They would have this upstanding integrity that they wouldn't, stoop to that level, but that's not the truth. You know what I mean? These people are making $16 an hour going into an
yeah,
environment where they can get killed any day.
yeah, for real. For real. If you want them to be upstanding citizens, you got to pay them like upstanding citizens. Like, for real, that's facts. I think what they're doing in some prisons where they have like the tablets that are like from the prison where you can do like certain things on them. I think those make sense because, like you said, someone can't like harass their victim with it or something like that.
Jailbreak.
Yeah, yeah. All right, bro. So I wanted to get on to some like current issues, right? So the first thing I wanted to ask you, have you paid attention to the YNW Melly trial at all?
I have
You
here and
have?
there, here and there. I've caught bits and pieces here and there.
What's your opinion on it? Because like for me, looking at it from like a third party from like, a whole nother country, I'm just like, yo, is this how bad their justice system is there? Like, because I just look at it and I'm like, this prosecutor is like this like I don't have words to describe how ridiculous it seems.
Yeah, the justice system is pretty bad here. Um, a lot of people that are being targeted are now, a lot of people within the last 5 to 10 years that are being targeted are social media influencers, if
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be honest. Um,
Facts.
and when you become a target as a social media influencer for the DA, for detectives, prosecutors, cops, whoever is looking at you, when you become a target, they don't stop until they get you. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just how it is. They will not stop until they find something to lock you away with. And then they'll try to find more. And that's just how it is. And I think it's more, like I said, we're in a social media era. And I don't know, bro. I know I got targeted. I got targeted. When they grabbed me, they said I was the leader of the Crips in South Florida. All off of YouTube. All off
That's
YouTube. All
crazy.
people told them from YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the justice system is up, and especially with Melly. My point being about that is with Melly, he's very popular, has a very popular name. He was an upcoming artist. I wouldn't even say upcoming. He was an artist that already
Yeah, he had a
rose.
song with Kanye, so he was.
Yeah, he was an
I mean,
artist
he
that
still had
rose.
like room to grow, but he was a for sure established like,
For
and he
sure, he had.
makes good music. Like he makes music. It's not just like a rap song. He makes music.
For sure. He had a lot of room to grow. And he rose to that stardom within like 3 years, you know what I mean? Within a 3 year span. And it's like a lot of people don't understand when, when you that popular, bro, and I say this shit all the time, dog. When you that popular, bro, you just got to go completely off the radar when it comes to bullshit, when it comes to any type of crime, any type of anything, bro. You just got to go completely off the radar and just avoid the bullshit. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I mean?
now that his first trial ended his first trial ended in a mistrial, right? What do you think's going to happen? Do you think he's going to get off, or do you think they're going to find him guilty?
I don't know, because they just hit him with tampering with a witness. They hit him and
Yeah.
Portland
It
tampering
was
with a
like today
witness.
or yesterday, eh?
I don't.
It was recent.
Apparently,
It was like in the last week.
yeah, and apparently that witness was a witness that was supposed to testify at the last trial that didn't come to the last trial. I think a lot depends on that. I think it's all circumstantial when it comes down to it. It's the prosecutor is. Do I think Melly's guilty or innocent? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's not my place to pass judgment. But what I do see is that the prosecutor is going above and beyond to stick it to him, to make sure that he goes to prison and he does not get out and pursue a career in rap or just a free life in general.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, yeah,
he's definitely being targeted.
Yeah. I mean, I feel pretty much the exact same way. I feel like I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. Like, there's some stuff that makes him look guilty, some stuff that makes him look innocent. But then for me, I look at the whole case and I'm just like, I feel like he should get off just because of how ridiculous the case is. But then it's like I'm also speaking from where I am, where some shit like that would probably never. I mean, it could, and like we have our own ridiculousness in different ways, but like a televised trial of a celebrity here would be so much more professional.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we're the Florida is the transparent state, so
You got the
everything
sunshine laws.
yeah, we're very transparent when it comes to law and the judicial system and people being convicted of crimes. It's a transparency state, so you can basically get any freedom of information, anything you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know how that process would go with the trial and being allowed to record the trial, because I did see Law and Crime had permission to go in and record.
It's like a few accredited news agencies they'll let. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's a few, but like you
Yeah,
have to be accredited, and they choose who's doing it, and even like the prosecution and like the lawyers for Melly before will discuss with the judge if they're going to allow cameras in or not, and like
right.
I don't know what their opinions were on it. Sometimes people Melly's team was probably for it because either way, people looking at the trial is probably good for him.
Right, and I mean, with a mistrial, I believe anybody that goes to trial, sits in the county jail for 2-3 years, finally gets to go to trial, has a fucking, excuse my language, has a 3-week trial, and gets found a mistrial, bro. They should be entitled to a bond.
Yeah, there should be bail, 100%.
Ankle monitor, some type of home supervision where they can continue their trial from home, regardless of the situation. Dude, he waited 3 years in the county jail, innocent. This is the law, innocent till proven guilty. He sat in a cell for 3 years, 2-3 years, fighting until he went to trial. That's innocent till proven guilty. That time right there, even if he gets found innocent, that's time that he can't get back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He goes to trial, gets a mistrial. Some jurors believe this is the truth. Some jurors don't believe it's the truth. Mistrial. Everybody has to agree. He should be released until the new trial comes up.
The thing with his trial is it's like whether you think he's innocent or guilty is it's like it still shows like the way they're treating someone when they're supposed to be considered innocent. It's like he's definitely not getting his due process and the rights the way someone would want it to be, you know?
And not only that, it's like this is coming from somebody from Broward County, Florida, who has spent time on the 6th floor, on the 7th floor, on the 8th floor, where YNW Melly is housed at, where Max Custody is housed at. He's in AdSeg, I think, Melly. I don't know if he's in AdSeg right now because of the trial, but they've been putting him back and forth from the 8th floor to the 7th floor. The only difference between the 8th floor and the 7th floor is on the 7th floor, you come out of your cell 6 hours a day. On the 8th floor, you come out of your cell 1 hour a day.
So you're doing the 23 and 1. That's crazy.
5-hour difference. So, and both of them are pressure. I've spent a year on 7C3 with murderers. I'm talking about the dude that was in the cell next to me was the Dunkin' Donuts murderer. He was the one that He was a backstreet Crip, went Dunkin' Donuts to Dunkin' Donuts and started killing people and robbing Dunkin' Donuts and crazy. It was all in the news from Palm Beach to Broward. Another dude that was at the cell at the end, Anthony Ferrari. He was supposed to be the leader of the South Florida Gambino crime family. He was the one that they said knocked off the dude who owned Miami Subs and Sun Cruz Fleet Line. He got murdered. Gus Bolus, he got murdered. They said that Anthony Ferrari sent the hit on behalf of the South Florida Gambino crime family. Dude owned like 3 or 4 nightclubs, but yet he's on the 7th floor with me fighting murder charges. You know what I mean?
That's
so
crazy.
I met some people with some wild predicaments up there, but dog, it's pressure, and this is coming from somebody from Broward County, Florida, bro. It's pressure in that main jail on the 7th, on the 6th, on the 8th floor. It is pressure. You only come out 6 hours a day, and they're not together. You come out 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night. That's how that works. Top tier comes out for 3 hours, bottom tier comes out for 3 hours. They alternate. The food is they feed you like shit, bro. You will lose weight, bro. You'll lose 40, 50 pounds in there. If you went in 300 pounds, you're going to come out 150 pounds soaking wet. You got to understand there's pressure in there. It's always a lockdown over some bullshit. It's always a lockdown. So 9 times out of 10, you don't get your 6 hours out. Imagine being in that cell cooped up with another man all day, bro. And some people will be like, yeah, well, he deserves it. Well, you don't know if he deserves it because he's until proven guilty.
Well, and the way I try and put it to people is it's like, put yourself in his shoes and like pretend you're innocent and put yourself in his shoes. How would you want to be treated? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I always tell people to look at it. Like, yeah, if he is guilty and he did just kill his 2 friends for no real good reason, it's like, yeah, bro, like God's going to get him. He's going to, like, you know what I'm saying? He's going to get what he deserves. But it's like, if he didn't, it's like, yo, like, imagine how you would be for you if in that situation. And I want to touch on real quick, explain to people real quick the difference between jail and prison, because he's been in jail for a long time. And a lot of people, when they say jail and prison, they don't understand that there's a difference.
I'm going to tell you the difference in one sentence. YNW Melly probably wishes he was in prison awaiting trial and not jail. The difference is you go outside. You know, you're still inside gates. You still have barbed wire gates around you, but you get to go out. You get fresh air. You have to walk to the chow hall. You know what I mean? You leave your dorm and you walk to a chow hall on the other side of the compound. You know what I mean? It's a big difference. He's only coming out of his 6x9 cell 6 hours a day. He's getting fed like complete shit. In prison, you might have a homeboy work in the kitchen. All you got to do is tap on the window a certain way when you walk, because a lot of times the kitchen, they have a flap that blocks so you can't see who's on the other side. So you tap it a certain way, your homeboy hooks up the tray. You know what I mean? You get cell phones. You know, there's more cell phones in prison than in the county jail for a reason, because in Broward County Jail, it's run by the deputy sheriff. It's run by BSO. Broward Sheriff's Office. You know what I mean? And like you said, if you're not getting paid like that, you know what I mean? These correction officers, they're getting paid $16, $17 an hour. They're looking for some money elsewhere. These people that work at the jail, they're getting 26, 27, all the way. I've seen people at the jail, correction officer, well, they're called housing deputies in Broward County. And I've seen them make up to $36 an hour being a housing deputy. They're not going to risk their job bringing you a cell phone.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
And like in reality, jails are meant to be a place where like if you have a quick court process, it's supposed to be like 6 months max type thing. You're supposed to get there, either get found innocent or found guilty and go to prison. Like, you know, when you start spending years.
I spent 2.5 years in the county jail. So I know exactly what Melly's going through. And it's like, it's pressure, bro. It's pressure. You don't like, even with prison, when you get a visitation, you get to actually, you know, hold hands across the table with your people, look your people in their eyes. In the county jail, this is your visitation. Just how we're talking through a screen. And it's probably, the phone's probably all fucked up from being pulled and yanked on. So you got to hold it like this to talk to your people through a screen. And it's just not what it is, man.
Yeah.
You
well, honestly,
prison, you can make moves, bro. You can make money on the compound. I've seen people go to prison with nothing and leave with $20,000, $30,000 in a bank account on the street because they chose not to do any drugs in prison and just sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds bad, but bro, you're in prison. What are they going to do? Put you in confinement for selling? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, facts. Okay. So, yo, before when we were talking, before the interview started, you talked to me about Jumpsuit Pablo and like, let's talk about what's going on with him. I'll be honest, like I know who he is. I had seen the video that he apparently ran a black gang or led a black gang or whatever. And when I saw that video, I was like, this is a bit much. And now you show me the videos of him kidnapped. So talk to me about that.
Big salute to the sponsors, Diamond Club, with delivery all over the GTA and now all across Canada. They got the best selection of flour, edibles, and pens, and all types of goodies that you need. You can find them on their Instagram page, _Canada, or you can find them on the 7 Days of Weed app, as well as the Leafy Things app. Let them know that you heard about them through the We Love Hip Hop Network, and they may give you a discount. Big salute to Diamond Club. Cheer!
Oh, his logic just doesn't make sense, man. I think it's all fake. Do I think he ran a black gang in prison? Absolutely not. And I'm just being real. Like, I've held chief enforcer status in a gang in prison, which was a pretty high status for a white person.
Mm-hmm.
But in a black gang, you don't see white people as heads on the compound. That's just not how it goes in prison. It's politics. So for him to say that and I'm on the East Coast, where white people are allowed in black gangs, so are Spanish, so are every culture is allowed in any gang. You see white bloods, in adult prison, you don't see white bloods. Let me rephrase that. In adult prison, you don't see white bloods. You see like a Chico blood, an Asian blood, but you'll see other ethnicities in blood. You see what I'm saying? You won't see any white blood. But in Crips, you'll see white Crips, you'll see Spanish Crips, Asian, with Latin Kings, you'll see some white boys that, look like they're real deal white, but they speak a little bit of Spanish and they join the King. So Florida is a little different than like out west, you know what I mean, with their politics where it's very biracial. If you're black, you have to be with the blacks. If you're white, you have to be with the whites. If you're Chico, you have to be with Chico. Florida's like totally different. The East Coast is totally different. And from what I understand, Jumpsuit Pablo is from the East Coast. But as far as being a white boy and running a black gang, you didn't run no black gang. I just don't agree with it. I can't agree with it. That's some shit I'd have to see. You know what I mean? That's just some shit I have not seen yet. And I did 10 years in prison, and I have not seen a white person run a black gang. Just haven't seen it. And you can't even like put a race on a gang, like, because in the end of the day, like in Florida, if you're a Crip, you're a Crip. The whole compound is local. It don't matter if my set beefs with your set on the street. None of that shit matters. Everybody's local, and that's just what it is. If you're a blood, and I don't know about blood. Let me not even talk about them. But like I said, if you're a Crip, bro, everybody's your brother that's repping that same shit you repping, regardless of whatever street beef y'all set had, such as like a Hoover in a neighborhood. If a Hoover in a neighborhood go to prison together in Florida, they're going to be running together on the compound. It's just what it is. They're all going to be running under that Crip car. And it doesn't matter about your race, your ethnicity. But as far as being the leader of the gang, never seen it.
So for the kidnapping, do you think he was really kidnapped, or do you think?
Absolutely not. I think he's a marketing, I wouldn't say genius, because I haven't seen how it worked out yet. You know what I mean? I haven't seen
it. Could work out good for him. I mean, he's got us talking about
we're sitting here talking about him, so it's obviously working out for him. You know what I mean? We're sitting here talking about him, so it's obviously working out for him. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other podcasts and channels have talked about him and talked about these recent videos. So do I think he got kidnapped? Absolutely not. Do I think he's a borderline marketing genius? Yeah. I think he's up to something.
So do you think like he's faking it and he's like, oh, like I'm just doing this as a joke for people to think it's funny, or is he faking it like, yo, maybe people will believe this? Like, which side do you lay on for that? I think he's just doing it as, like, I saw it and I'm like, yo, this guy's fucking around. This isn't serious.
Man, I don't think it's real. 100%, I don't think it's real at all. I think it's fake, completely fake. I think he's marketing himself, pretty much.
I mean, I think it's a good play because, like, look at it. Like, maybe he comes out and he's like, "Oh, it was fake. It was just a joke." People are still gonna talk about it.
Somebody, let's just be honest. If you kidnap somebody, you're gonna punch them up a few times. You're gonna, and you know, you're not just gonna kidnap somebody and they're gonna look perfectly fine, just how they looked before. And I don't. And some people are saying like, "Oh, his tooth changed. He had one tooth over here, and he went." That's a camera angle. That's when you flip your camera.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, like, I think it's completely fake, 100% fake. And like, if you're gonna kidnap somebody, like, I don't know about you, but like, if I were to kidnap somebody, you know what I mean? For sure, I would punch them in their face a couple times or hit them with something and let them know that, hey, I'm the kidnapper, you're the. This is what's going on. I run this show. You're gonna do what I say and that.
Well, and especially if you're kidnapping someone out of anger, like you're pissed off at them for a reason, and then like on top of that, you're gonna kidnap someone and then make them post a video, like it just, I don't know, it just, he did a good job of setting it up. If it's fake, like I'll give him that, but there's just things that make me think it's fake. I know my man Friday saw it and he thought it might be real, and I mean, there's a chance it could, but there's just a few things where I'm like, you know, no, neither do I. One of the things that would have made me think it was real if like you heard someone else talking, like holding the phone. Usually when those things are real, because there are real videos out there of a person getting kidnapped and punked out or whatever. But usually the person who's recording the phone is like, you hear them angry and like telling them like, yo, you're gonna do this. You know, you hear none of that. It's just like he had his girl holding it or something.
You don't hear anybody talking in the background. You just hear him talking and saying, I'm completely scared or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing I look at too, the room that he's in looks like a room that you would kidnap someone in a movie. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's so many rooms that you could find that look like that. Nobody really knows anything about Jumpsuit Pablo, or if you knew something about him, you know, it would have been leaked on the internet already. As far as where he stays, where he resides, you don't know his girlfriend, his wife, or his significant other. Who knows? He might be gay. I don't know. His significant other, whatever. You know, whoever he has in his life, we don't know. We don't know that that's that person right there holding the phone like this. You know what I mean? And he's like, hey, babe, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to make a crazy video. Watch it go viral. I just need you to hold the phone. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. No, that's what it looks like to me. Honestly.
It could be a laundry room he's in.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, you know, you guys had your beef back in the day with 1090. You know what I'm saying? Since we had the last interview, you've obviously shot up in subscribers, right? Do you think he's watching? You think he sees that?
For sure. For sure.
You think it pisses him off?
Him and K. Freya.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. K. Freya just made a post today. And I mean, I watch them too, so it ain't like I watch them.
Me too, yeah.
I don't watch the videos. I just watch to see if they say something about me. So I go through YouTube today, and K. Freya, he makes a new banner for his channel with PS5 remote controls and a little spotlight in the middle that says "No rats allowed." So I'm influencing your channel, bro, because I'm the only one that you've ever called a rat. I'm the only one you ever beef with on the internet. So I'm influencing your channel, basically. But do I think they watch me? Absolutely, 100%. I'm positive that both of them do. All three of them. Milk
no, I'm sure they do. Like, I'm sure they do. Listen, I don't watch K-Frog's content as often. I watch it sometimes. I watch 1090 Jake's content. Like, I won't lie, some of his content's good when he does, like, I don't watch so much when he's like exposing rats, but like some of the other stuff that he does, like when it's not just exposing the person, when he's talking about like a shooting or this, that, I watch that. I find he does a good job with that shit.
As far as watching their content, I don't watch their content. I scroll through their page to see if they mention me or talk about me, or somebody might say, hey, what's his name says something about you, and then I'll go search for it or whatever. So if you want to call that watching, then yeah, I'll watch it. Shit. Shit, if you talk about me, I want to know because I'm gonna talk back.
No, it's facts.
Facts. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are like, oh, why keep bringing him up and why he keep bringing me up?
Yeah, no, facts.
You know what I'm saying? You bigger than me. Obviously, if you bring me up, I'm gonna talk about it. It's content.
Yeah.
It's content you just gave me. You just mentioned my name.
Yeah, no, facts. So I know with him, what was it? He had that incident, it dropped like it got exposed recently, like not like this week, but like recently where he had what's it called? Like he wrote a report on someone or whatever.
A grievance,
that's what it's called. What's your opinion on that?
So when it first came out, you know, I was kind of leaning towards 1090 Jake's side when it first came out because, you know, I have wrote a grievance. Everybody's wrote a grievance in prison that, you know, there's been times where the whole dorm wrote a grievance due to the portions of the food. So we all got together and we all wrote grievances to complain about the portion sizes of the food that we were being, you know, underfed. And it works when everybody gets together and writes a grievance and writes the same exact thing. So I was kind of on his side. He said, you know, that they already knew what happened and he was already in the box or whatever like that. Until this guy Jimmy came out, the guy who hit 1090 with the lock and what the whole grievance situation was about. So then this guy Jimmy comes out and says, man, I didn't tell the police nothing. He told the police everything. He wrote a grievance. He said I hit him in the head. Da, 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 da. Now it's like, okay, now I got to step back and be like, damn, bro, you was trying to check in. Then another grievance came out to where he said he was in fear for his life and he wanted to be put in protective custody, but not protective custody on this compound because he was in fear that officers would get to him or inmates. He said, clearly said both. He said officers and inmates, he's in fear for his life. That's in Florida Department of Corrections, that's called checking in. That's that you checked in. And it is what it is, fam. If that's what you did, stand on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have it right in front of us. We have your handwriting saying you're in fear for your life. After, you know, and then another handwriting statement saying that you got hit by this guy Jimmy while you were sitting on your bunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, and then
no, I feel you with that.
That's
for
not
sure.
what happened.
Yeah. So for people here who don't understand like what checking in would mean, you want to just explain what that is real quick?
Checking in is you go to a dorm and you're scared to live there. So you run to the cops in some type of form or fashion, whether it be in a written statement like that, or whether it be you getting
banging
up
on the door
and banging on the door. So you have blatantly checking in, which is getting up and banging on the door. And usually when that happens, they either just got fired up, hit in the head. And we don't know that didn't happen. We don't know that 1090 didn't get fired up and bang on the door and then write his grievance statement. We don't know that didn't happen. We don't know. We weren't there. All we know is what we got. And there's blatant checking in, banging on the door, and then there's like writing a note to the officers, writing a grievance form while everybody's sleeping, turning it into the grievance box. You could be in confinement already. And you don't want to go back to that compound because word got to you that, you know, they gonna pop your ass when you come back out of the box. You know what I mean? And you check in, you write a grievance statement like that, saying you're in fear for your life from officers and inmates.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give a story. Yeah, I'll give a story like that. When I got locked, like I never been locked up for a long time, but I've done like a weekend here and there. You know, you get like locked up Friday and you only see the judge Monday. One of the times where I did that, I was in the cell with a guy and he told me, he's like, oh yeah, I'm here, but he's like, they might move me next week because it was like a really small wing that we were in and he wanted to go to like the big 2-floored wing. So he told me, here it's French, so I don't remember what the fuck it was called. It wasn't called a grievance, but it was the same. He's like, yeah, I have to write this to the guards and tell them I want to go there. And he's like, if they don't let me, he's like, I'm gonna tell them that I'm getting into fights with people here, whatever.
Yeah. You have people that check in like that. But that's a different situation for the simple fact, We have a situation where somebody was assaulted, somebody was hit in the head with a lock. The officers said they seen what happened or whatever, and they wrote a DR on it. So this is a whole different situation. This was him getting hit in the head so hard that his shit started gushing. They took him to confinement, and he realized that probably at that time, I'm just making an educated guess because I've been to the compound that grievance was wrote on. I was at Lancaster Correctional Institution. So my educated guess is that he got hit so hard he went to confinement, and the Bloods probably weren't allowed on the compound at that time, or it was strictly a Zoe dorm that he was in, and he just didn't want to go back. So he basically said he's in fear for his life. I mean, because we have no evidence that the officers beat you. The only evidence we have is that another inmate beat you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't have evidence of what he's saying. The officers, I was, being malnourished and this, that, and the third, and the officers were abusing me. We don't have any proof of this. What we do have proof of is somebody hitting you upside the head with a lock, and you going to confinement and you checking in from that compound, and you saying on video that the reason you got shipped was in a gang sweep, which you didn't, which is a complete lie, which we have come to realize that you got shipped for that grievance. That anytime you say you're in fear for your life from officers and inmates, you're gone. You're going to another compound.
Yeah. Didn't he have a situation too where he shot a gun at a door trying to open it or something?
Yeah, he put that one under the rug too. That's 8 pages from. I don't know about the 9th page. They say there's a 9th page. I don't know about the 9th page of the juveniles getting arrested. They say that paperwork was doctored or whatever.
That's all. This was all. Hold on, sorry. This was all in Florida.
Yeah, Tampa.
We could get all his paperwork pretty.
Yeah, you could get a Tampa Police Department. You have to order it.
Easy. That's super easy.
You'll get 8 pages. You'll get 8 pages of him being eyewitness number 1, saying 2, and he was 18 at the time. So everybody's gonna sit here and play the juvenile role. The people who shot into his house were juveniles. He was 18. They were underage, and that's why their names aren't listed, and his name is listed. He was 18. Some juveniles shot in his house or his mom's house or his aunt's house. I don't know. And he made an eyewitness report. I mean, he made a statement. It is what it is.
Speaking on that, for a
he swept it under the rug, though. So it's
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking on a similar situation, did you see the videos of King Von that came out not too long ago of him in jail, checking in and saying I'm gay, I don't want to go in that dorm?
Yeah. See, that's different. That's a different kind of check-in. It's still considered checking in, but it's acceptable. When it comes to gangs, it's acceptable. It's a troll check-in.
I see it in some people. You don't want to be in
that dorm. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've seen it 1,000 times where his homeboy is in D dorm and he's in B dorm. He don't want to be in B dorm. He want to be with his homeboy in D dorm. So we're talking about the county jail now. We're talking about Chicago County Jail. So he has homeboys from O Block, or that's where he's from. King Von's from O Block. So he has homeboys from O Block, of course, in other pods. And then in certain pods, he has homeboys that ain't homeboys. You know what I mean? People that want his head. So where you gonna want it?
Yeah, facts.
You gonna say, hey, man, I can't go on that block. Send me over there to that block. That's
Yeah. And go. Sorry.
It's a trolling check-in. I don't really think it was him scared for his life, and him checking in.
No, I agree. Some people I saw, they thought it was he's serious. He's homosexual. And I'm like, bro, you don't hear him laughing and messing. He's clearly just with them. He's checking in, but it's bro, he's not. If you actually thought he was gay and this stuff, it's bro.
It's definitely a check-in of him wanting to get to a pod where one of his people are at.
Yeah, well, because I think what it was is the pod they were trying to put him in was the pod that little Jay was in, if I'm not mistaken, and you didn't want to go in there with him. You know who that is?
I've heard the name. I don't really know too much about him.
He was he's been in jail for a while. He got out for a while.
You know, saying he was gay or something?
Yeah, he was like, so he got big back in the day as being like the anti-Chief Keef, like Chief Keef's top op, basically,
Right.
music wise. And yeah, he's been in jail for a while. He came out for a little bit and then got locked back up. But videos came out of him, so you can't for sure tell it's him, but like it looks like him, and all of his friends are like, "Yo, that's you." Of him with like with a man on his lap.
Right. Yeah, I
So
seen the.
that can't. I don't know if it's real or not. It looks like him. I'm not gonna front. It looks real. But since then, he's been doing like how they do like we're here now. They have like the jail calls. He's been
Right.
going live with somebody like recording him through the phone there, and he's been like doing reaction videos and little things like that, and actually getting a lot of views. You haven't seen that at all?
He's doing videos from jail.
So like he'll be like, let's say like I'm locked up right now and we're having a call. You'll be playing a video and I'll be reacting to it with it, like the screen getting recorded by like a phone or whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like the quality's not great, but like he's getting a lot of views doing it.
Yeah, you don't see too much of that, bro. You don't see too much prisoners doing reaction videos. More prison content is just somebody tweaking on the floor or some crazy going on in prison.
Yeah, well, it's definitely the type of thing like you already have to have a following to just be able to start like streaming and like posting videos like that. But like I saw it and I'm like, yo, that's creative as fuck. Like the quality,
Sure.
But yeah,
it's creative and it's keeping them relative. So
yeah, facts,
it works, and that's just like what you said in the beginning. When you find what works, you just stick with it. He should stick with it. He should, if he gets out of jail. Hopefully, he gets out of jail one day. I don't wish jail on nobody, but Chomos, and hopefully he gets out. And he sticks to it and gets out and does YouTube reaction videos. I mean, reaction videos are pretty easy, bro. You just be yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people have tuned into my reactions before, and they were like, "Bro, I put your reaction to the video," and it's just me watching a video, being myself, just giving my honest opinion. You know what I mean? And people like to hear that shit, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of Chomos, I heard Florida just passed a law where if you do something to a kid now, they can give you the death penalty.
Governor Rob DeSantis.
Yeah.
I think he was passing that law. I mean,
I support it.
I support it. Damn right.
As long as it's a situation where they did it, where it's not like maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Yeah, bro.
If we're not allowed to put our hands on them, at least, goddamn me, like I have 2 kids, bro, so I take that personal. You know what I mean? Like it's personal for me, dog. And if I would be in the store like one day and those child predators come in and catch somebody in the aisle and they're filming them and they're like, "Why are you here? Are you here to me?" Bro, I'd probably swing on that person for them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I get so caught in my emotions that I hate that shit, bro. But
it's a problem in Canada that like they're not as strict about that shit.
If you can't put your hands on them, bro, if you can't put your hands on them, scare the Jesus out of them. Goddamn, you create the law to where they get the death penalty if they touch one of them little kids. Damn right, I agree with it. Do I agree with who Governor what his name is, Rob DeSantis? Yeah. Do I agree with him or am I political? No, I'm not political at all, and I don't really follow politics. And I really don't get into politics, but that question right there, that law that went into effect,
it's a good law.
It's a good law.
It's a good law.
Yeah, bro. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, yo, bro, I really appreciate your time. I've gotten all my questions done. We had a good convo, bro. I really appreciate your time again. I want to congratulate you on all the views your YouTube's doing. I want to congratulate you on 100K. And I know you said you're just going to use that plaque as an ashtray. And I think, but I think you should still get. I think you should still get the plaque.
When I get the plaque, I'm gonna use it as an ashtray. No cap. Right. I swear to God, I'm gonna probably have it custom made. I'm probably gonna take it to somebody and have them like make little.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a very good ashtray without that.
Yeah. So maybe put some LEDs behind it so it's a light up ashtray. But I'm gonna turn it into an ashtray for real. Until I get the gold plaque. I get the gold plaque. I don't want silver. I don't like silver. They call me a vampire. I don't like silver.
So yeah, this has been another interview with We Love Hip Hop. Thanks for being here, Pino. You want anything you want to plug? Everyone can get you on your channel. You know,
Yeah,
plug
sure.
everything
Just
right now.
type PNO on YouTube. And if you want to follow me on IG and get more personal and see, you know, my everyday life, I usually post everyday life. I go live a lot on IG. Just follow raw_talk08.
Bless, fam. Respect for the interview. Much appreciated, yo. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Go check out his channel, and everyone have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, fam.
We love hip hop.